Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Rebecca Kay, and I am so glad that you could join me this morning. As you can see, I have a lot of information in the comment box. Someone asked me how to find my YouTubes on the YouTube page, so the directions are there. I am so grateful that you're here this morning. I truly enjoy sharing my word for the week with you. You know, it's a word that's been bubbling up for me this week, and I bet it's been bubbling up for you, consciously or subconsciously. Our word for this week is prevail. And the meaning of the word prevail is more powerful than opposing forces. So this morning, I'd like to start with a quote from Albert Einstein. You cannot solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. You must learn to see the world anew. I'd also like to share a Bible verse with you from Revelations. Behold, I make all things new. Our reading for this morning is entitled, Spirit Prevails. And I think in a week where we've had floods and fires and famine and monkeypox and COVID, it's time to be reminded Spirit prevails. And this is by Dr. Christian Sorensen and Dr. Petra Wells. Some of the issues facing humanity today are beyond human means for solution. They are beyond the grasp of political leaders and their think tanks. If there were solutions, they would have been implemented by now. These are the times that challenge one's beliefs, and one can give way to doubt and fear. Is your faith in God bigger than your faith in this world's challenges? The world's issues will be resolved spiritually, not by taking sides or through dominance. You must rise above thinking in human terms and be open to grace revealing a new revelation of what is possible. Yes, vote for whoever you feel represents the form of leadership that is wisest for this time. But the world will be lifted by the people who believe Spirit does prevail. As you come to experience the peace and clarity of this inner kingdom that already exists parallel to the human world of doubt and concern, you'll know it's just waiting to be tapped into. Those individuals who have come to experience their own trials and somehow came through them return to the joyous living. They become the great contributors to the emerging collective consciousness that is now changing our world. So this morning, I ask you to reflect, is your faith in God bigger than your faith in the world's challenges? When have you been caught in trials and tribulations of the human world, thinking there was no human answer, and then touched into that spiritual place where you saw with new eyes and your world was transformed? Our affirmation for this morning is, Spirit prevails in all my affairs. So let's go into our meditation. I invite you to gently close your eyes. Feel what's beneath you and just sink into whatever it is. Let it just take your weight. Drop your shoulders and roll your neck. Just take a deep breath in and step with me into this sacred space of meditation. As we prepare our minds for the best that life has to offer, for we are reminded, spirit prevails. And from this place of being, we give ourselves an opportunity to just accept everything that's going on in the world, in our lives and our bodies, as well as our minds and our emotions. All the circumstances presenting in our lives right now. And from this place of acceptance, I ask you to give yourself permission to let all this stuff go. Just be right here, right now, with me, totally supported. Stepping into this new emerging collective consciousness that is now changing our world as we remember, spirit prevails. I invite you to declare with me, spirit prevails in all my affairs. So just release and let go and relax into this emptiness, knowing that life is revealing and unfolding in divine perfection. And I invite you to allow the silence to take you deeper and to declare with me, spirit prevails in all my affairs. Spirit prevails in all my affairs. Spirit prevails in all my affairs. For I am a contributor to the emerging collective consciousness that is now changing this world. Spirit prevails in all my affairs. Spirit prevails in all my affairs. I remind you that Albert Einstein said, "You cannot solve a problem from the same consciousness that created it. You must learn to see the world anew. And the world's issues will be solved spiritually." And that spirit prevails in all our lives, in all our affairs. Just take that in. Just let it fill you up. Let that knowing permeate every cell of your being. And so, as our journey comes to a close, we send great thanks to the universe for the opportunity to come together and be reminded that spirit prevails. To know that our faith in God is bigger than the world's challenges. I thank you for being a light in the world. I thank you for beginning your day with a daily spiritual practice and for joining me, Reverend Rebecca Kay, here at the Yuma Center for Spiritual Living. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next Wednesday for Points to Ponder. I send you much love and many blessings. Thanks for being with me this morning.